Mike, I think we did it.
I think we might have.
Mike, I think we're actually live. It's my Jeff dance.
Yeah, I see you.
You don't dance or no?
No, I don't dance.
You don't dance?
I don't dance.
Hey, everybody. Jeff, Greg here, and Mike Royal. We are live this evening. Tonight, Mark Klim is on vacation. He needed some time off. So he is out cruising the ocean right now on the Royal Caribbean Allure of the Seas. So I'm just so okay. So Mike, back when Mark said he was going to be off for the week, did he come to me and say, "Hey, listen, I need to teach you how to do all the technical stuff when it comes to this live"?
I think he skipped over you, Jeff. No offense.
Right over me and went to you and said, "Mike, there's no possible way Jeff will figure this out. Would you please do a live with him?"
Yeah, and that's when I knew you guys were really at the bottom of the barrel.
No, you were the first. No, wait, honestly,
no, John,
you were the second person. You were the
right.
second.
That's
yeah.
right.
That's right. You're the second most loved, but that's still better than seventh or eighth.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Hey guys, throw your questions on here. We're here to answer your questions on all things real estate in Charleston, Summerville, Monk's Corner, Goose Creek, whatever it is. This is, I think, week number 4 that we've done this, Mike, and it's been Mark and I for the most part. We did have John on 1 week, and Mark was actually kicking around the idea of signing on this evening from the Allure of the Seas if he had a signal good enough. I don't know if he's going to have a good enough signal or if his wife gives him an hour to go.
We'll see if that happens.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see. I hope I don't see him. I want that boy to go relax. He's
right.
been working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week.
That's exactly right.
So Mike is newish to the team. How long you been on, Mike? It feels like a couple months now.
Yeah, about a couple months.
Okay, so how did you get into real estate? What has your real estate been journey? Let's learn a little bit about you since we have you here.
Yeah, so I got involved in real estate. I've been in ministry for most of my life as far as full-time vocational work.
Okay.
And my wife and I felt the Lord kind of pushing us down back here to the low country. We lived here. I mean, my dad retired from the Air Force. I got here when I was in 6th grade and stayed until 2008. And then I had served on a church down here for about 17 years. And then we went into the upstate, served as a lead pastor up there for 12 years. And then we felt like God just was kind of pulling us back down here. So we came down here to plant a church, and as soon as we resigned from our church up there, COVID kind of unleashed itself, made it real difficult to plant a new work down here. But my plan was to get involved in real estate to kind of help bridge the gap during the transition, and so we started this about 4 years ago and haven't looked back. We love it, and a lot of fun.
So, you've been in the Low Country or in South Carolina since you were 6. Does that give you the title of a local?
Yeah, since 6th grade. Now I wasn't 6 years old in 6th grade, but I would consider myself a local.
I do now so I'm 14 years in here, and I've come to the point now where I consider myself a local. I don't say yins anymore as much. I will still in the house. It's a Pittsburgh thing.
Hey, I graduated from Stall High School, so I figure if I could do that I deserve the title of a local anyway.
You are a low country legend then, for sure.
Absolutely.
So, all right, Mark gave me.
Hey, wait. Let me introduce. Can I introduce my family?
Oh, heck yeah! I want to know everybody.
Yeah. So that's them, and we have 6 kids, 3 grown adults, 3 15, 13, and 12-year-olds still in the house, and we're just having a blast.
Wow, 12, 13, and 15.
Still in the house, yeah. It goes all the way up to almost 30 now, and 2 grandchildren, and loving those guys, and so we're really, really blessed. Just really great opportunities there.
Oh, hey, we got our first comment here. Hold on, let's see this.
Oh, it's Mark.
It's Mark Clem.
How about that?
Looking
Oh,
good,
you,
guys.
yeah.
Just leaving Nassau, getting ready to go to dinner. Had to join for a minute. That's awesome. So he had enough of a signal there to at least get us a text message. You ever been to Nassau?
No, I have not.
You ever been on a cruise?
I have not.
What do you think about it? You think you'd be down with doing it sometime?
I probably would. I don't know if my wife would. I don't know where that came from.
What? What? What was? Wait, pull that back. I
Go
want to
back
talk
to
about
this screen.
that. That's amazing.
Yeah. No, I think my wife is not real excited about the idea of being on there for a week.
Okay. Yeah, we love it. We've done a bunch of them. So cruising here, there's actually a carnival ship here in town this year. So we did that once, and we're normally Royal Caribbean people, and Royal has some really great boats that go out of Port Canaveral, and so that's only 5 hours and 15-ish minutes away
Yeah.
from, and you get to drive past a Buc-ee's to get there. So it's not any place I can go that I can drive by a Buc-ee's is good for me. Hey, let me see. Diane has
There you go.
stopped in here. Diane Graves. Hey, Jeff and Mike, you're absolutely picked the right team to be a part of. House graduate install. Way back when, back when schools were first invented, huh, Diane?
Yeah, man. I'm not going to ask her when she graduated.
No.
I graduated in '89, though.
No, we'll keep that to ourselves. Thank you, Diane. I appreciate you. Yeah, Andrew and I go down to Canaveral. So we've been working a ton. I mean, you know what our schedule has been like. We've been pretty busy. And so we get in this cycle sometimes of working like, sometimes 6, 7 days a week, sometimes 10, 12 hours a day. So I think Mark and I just finally decided, forget it. We're going to go and just do lots of cruises. Like one of us can, and he really did me a favor this week. I was on a cruise about a month ago and he got annihilated that week. It was we had like 6 closings that week and a bunch of home inspections and new clients in town, and wrote some contracts. And this week hasn't been so bad for me. I think maybe because of holiday week this week. You got anybody in town this week or working with anybody this week?
I've had a lot of showings and still trying to find a couple people some places. So we're going to keep showing until we get it. But it's been good.
So the majority of your clients in the past, I think now that you're with us, you've probably, I'm guessing, started to work more in the 55 plus space. Is that been the case?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I hadn't done any 55 plus in my own sphere. So the majority of my clients, were out of my sphere, the people that I know and live and work and play with and stuff. But did a lot of land, I've done a lot of commercial, and done obviously a lot of residential.
Yeah, so that's one thing we were super excited about, is to have Mike on the team, is because he's got some experience in commercial. And Mark and I have always kind of said, like, we're just not going to work in a space where we don't know everything about the business. So we just don't have a comfort level with commercial. We've had some people call us over the years, and we've referred those out to other commercial brokers like Mike. But now that he's on the team, we're super excited to be able to do more commercial. What do you like about commercial versus residential, or residential versus commercial?
Well, so I love land. I love getting out there, putting my snake boots on, and just trekking in the woods and that kind of a thing. I like watching things grow and develop. So the transformation of just a 12 acres of land, and it turns into something pretty cool. That's fun. But I think the thing I enjoy the most, and I saw it the other day when we were out at Four Seasons with the couple from where are they from?
I never remember.
Yeah. But anyway, so it's just the smiles on people's faces when they find that house that they've been looking for. I had a couple of clients a few months back, and they came down here from Massachusetts, and they were looking for a condo kind of over near Folly Beach, and we found them one, and they got in there. Man, I'm telling you, just that last final walkthrough, and just to see her beaming. I mean, it was just, man, that never gets old for me.
That's the fun part of the business for sure. And I love that with the work we do in the 55 plus space, that a lot more of people's forever homes. And so that's a lot of fun to help people plan out and build and buy their home that they're probably going to be in the rest of their lives. You know, I'll tell you my favorite real estate closing I did. I had a single mother who I got to be friends with since we bought her house. But at the time, she was spending, I'm making up numbers a little bit, but let's say $1,500 a month in rent. And we got her into a house with no money down because of a special program that we were able to work with our lender with and come up and do something with. And her rent, her insurance, her taxes were all under the $1,500 that she was paying. And she was so excited to be in that house and start building equity instead of just throwing away on rent every month.
Yep. Hey, so is there a way we can block Mark from commenting?
No, let's see what he has to say. Hey, folks, Trip.
Yeah.
Like with some tough questions, they want to hear from you. We started live on Tuesdays for you, so ask away. Apparently, I'm not asking people to comment enough. Ask us questions. Seriously, anything you have that you want to know, let us know, and we'll answer it as best we can. All right, so now let's see. I hide this. Mark, I'm doing so good. You'd be so proud. Oh yeah, Robin Sakura. That's how we feel about the dogwood in Crestwind. That's a cool. The Crestwind has some really interesting models over there. I love the dogwood. I was actually over there today with some people that they really like the fir. Crestwind. Have you had clients over there to Crestwind yet, Mike? I think
not yet. Nope.
Not yet. So you go in this road, and it's called 100 Oaks Parkway through the ponds.
Yeah,
and it's just absolutely gorgeous with the big trees over top of the road. And what's cool about that neighborhood is they've got the incredible amenity center, no indoor pool, but a great outdoor pool, really active pickleball, bocce ball, which I still have not learned how to play. Do you know how to play bocce ball?
Bocce?
Yeah.
No.
Now we gotta do a team thing where we learn how to do bocce.
Is that the beach game?
No, it's like on a court. It's a real long court, and you roll the ball. It's kind of like little miniature bowling, but you got to get the ball to land in a certain place for a certain points or something, or knock the other ball out. I don't know what it is, but we got to learn how to play bocce. We did pickleball finally, and it didn't. Well, actually, you know what? Mark can't comment, so I beat the pants off of Mark at pickleball. He can't dispute that at all.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, so, he is commenting though. That's the.
No, I know, but we can just ignore his comments. All right. Yay for Jeff. Good job.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I like Crestwind. We were over there today, and we were actually looking at the people that I had in today. It was interesting. They came out of nowhere. So normally people call and schedule a time to meet with us. I think, can you find the banner? Isn't there a thing that pops up?
Yeah. Hang on.
Mark left us with I'm sure it's here somewhere. He's going to find it. And so people usually go to this website, and then they book a meeting, and it's usually Mark or I or both of us on there. And we kind of just, we'll show the Mark comment here in a minute that he just but these people today, I got a call at I was in Del Webb in Nexton, and we had just finished a builder meeting with John, and we did the pre-drywall meeting, and so we did that yesterday. Then today we were meeting with the builder, and Jerry Garner called me up and said, "Hey, I've got somebody that needs some help with something," and so I jumped on, and they were already over at Crestwind, so I went flying over there, and they were looking at new construction, but we also were able to go out today even with no notice and start showing them some existing homes. And Craig was over there with them today. We got connected, met at the office wall, and they went running out. But they ended up, I think they're gonna buy a home over there in Crestwind.
Wow, that's great.
So really, I'm super excited for them. All right, let's show Mark's. Liar.
Liar, Jeff.
Called me a liar.
Yeah,
All right,
that's
so
in
I got
reference to the pickleball, just to keep everybody on task.
yeah. I will admit I did not do as good at pickleball as I had expected. All right, so Mark gave me some stats to share, just some quick numbers here. So these were from June 21st to the 27th. So that's a little short window there. Some stats today in Summerville in the Ladson area, single-family homes under contract in the past week listed from 250 to 2.5 million. There were 43 of those. So 43 homes listed between 250 and 2.5. We don't see too much anymore under the 250 mark here in Summerville.
Not a lot.
Typically just townhomes if we do see anything. There's a bunch of nice townhouse builds going on. They're all over Summerville. But what people need to kind of remember is that it's not just about the 200 and let's say it's $220,000 for a townhouse. It's about the regime and the HOA fee that go with it. Yeah. So if at the end of the day, a dollar's a dollar going out the door. I've used the example of sometimes if you were to buy a $250,000 townhouse, you could probably buy a $325,000 house with the same amount of money out of your pocket every month.
Yeah. Yeah, because they can get up there. I mean, I've shown a couple of them this week, and one of the HOA and regime added together was like $890 a month.
Wow, that's painful.
Yeah, now that was over in the Mount Pleasant area, but it was
nice facilities. I mean, good, nice pool and all that kind of thing there.
Okay, for that amount of money, yeah,
pretty awesome.
Yeah, it wasn't that, but. So anyway, we got them another one today, and they were excited that it was only $412 a month. So.
Isn't it terrible that that's what we get excited about? That is as low as $412.
Yeah.
We had a.
You can find them. I mean, you can find them for $120 a month still with a townhome in Summerville, especially. Yeah,
I think a lot of the ones down by the Mount Pleasant or closer to the beaches and the water. Are just going to inherently have some significantly higher HOA and regime fees, but that's covering the
flood insurance,
higher flood insurance down there, increased maintenance costs being down, especially the ones that are right on the beach with the salt water and the salty air and all that beating up on them. I think that's kind of what happened down in Florida with the whole condo thing, is that they just got so beat up when that one condo down there collapsed.
Yeah. So the folks I was showing the property to today was actually from Florida. And so I said, yeah, it's y'all's fault actually that we're having to see all this HOA stuff happening right now. But
they started it for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, back to the numbers here. Let's see what Hanahan, Goose Creek, and Monk's Corner single family homes under contract past week listed. They were listed from 185 to 760,000, and there were 63 of those. Cane Bay had 11, and it looks like the median price in Cane Bay was right at $400,000, and 13 of those were new construction. So we're still seeing a ton of new construction over in the Cane Bay area in the 55 plus and the non-55 plus space.
So what are you seeing as days on market? Because I was surprised when I looked those up today. I felt like we were 30, 40 days on market right now, but the market stats show a lot different than that. They're a lot lower than that.
I've been, so the resales that we've been seeing in Cane Bay, we've been seeing where they were typically under contract in 1 to 3 weeks. We're seeing them sit 60, 70 days now, typically before they get a contract.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've been telling my clients that were wanting to list. I'm like, you just understand the days on market is a little bit longer, but be patient. As long as you're patient, you'll be fine.
Yep. All right, got a question from Dan C. Thank you, Dan. From Fitchburg, Mass. 55 plus that would allow a 20-year-old kids to live with us if they're still living with us in 3 years from now, when we hope to relocate. So this is actually really a great question, and a question that I am well versed in, because I have 14-and-a-half-year-old twin daughters, and I absolutely want to live in one of these 55 plus neighborhoods. So it's interesting that as long as your kids are 19, they can live in the house with you. And I don't know the answer as to why it's not 18. Wouldn't you just think it was 18-year-olds? But it's not.
Yeah,
So
I
I've
don't know that either.
got 4.5 years now until I can move in. And then you can have the kids there as long as you want. They can be permanent full-time residents. And we also do get questions sometimes if you live in a 55 plus, like, can the grandkids come and live there? And each neighborhood is a little bit different, but in general, be it 30, 60, 90 days out of the year, whatever it is, there is a pretty significant amount of time that grandkids, can come down and stay for the summer or for a month of the summer, that kind of thing. But Dan, thank you for the question. Anybody else has questions, please throw them up there. So tell me what you like, Mike, about you've been into a bunch of the 55 pluses now. Do you ever see yourself in that world? Maybe do you like them enough that you could see yourself there someday? What do you like about them? What do you not like about them?
Yeah, I mean, so probably not for me. I think Tanya and I, my wife and I, we're kind of shooting for a little bit of acreage and, maybe trying to bribe our kids to come grab 1 or 2 acres themselves and create that compound thing going on.
Yeah.
But, I love the community aspect. I mean, it really is. They are a big family. And that's what so many of the clients that keep coming down here keep asking about. It's the lifestyle. And I do love that. I mean, I love the idea that it's so low maintenance and there's a lot of perks. I mean, the amenities that we keep talking about, it's hilarious because we think of, the younger generation wanting more and more amenities. But I'm going to tell you, these 55 plus communities, you can't get better amenities than what they have. So
I always say it's like living at a Marriott resort. I'm a Marriott guy. So when I travel, I say typically Marriott's. It's like living full time at a Marriott resort. Yeah. It's just everything in one place there that you could want. All right. So Dan threw in that he has twins also. So I got to tell Dan and you my favorite twin story of us having twins. So first of all, people used to say, are they twins? Whenever you have twins, they always ask it, Dan, I'm right. Are they twins? And I used to say, no, actually they're triplets, but we don't like the boy. So he's in the car. And so Andrea finally made me promise to stop saying that to people. But I was over in the Publix grocery store in Knightsville one day, and the girls, because we used to live over there, Knightsville side of Summerville, and the girls were about 3 years old. And the girl behind the register was checking us out. First of all, kudos to me. Dan knows it's not easy to go out like 2 versus 1, 2 kids, 1 parent at the same age at that young. You've got 3 at pretty close to the same age in the house now. Yeah. So I'm outnumbered to begin with, but I did good, got all the stuff in the grocery cart. We're getting ready to check out. And the girl says, she's looking at the girls and says, oh, are they twins? And I said, yeah. And she said, well, they don't look anything alike. I said, yeah, they're not identical. And she said, oh, they're nocturnal. And I kept a totally straight face. I said, no, they go out during the day. And she's looking at me like I have 3 heads. She thinks I'm just the dumbest thing that ever was. She said they were nocturnal.
Yeah.
The guy behind me in line is about to pee his pants laughing because he realizes what just went on. It was my absolute favorite twin story ever.
Yeah. We get the question, of course, we adopted transracially. And so 3 African-American children we're walking around with often. And we still get people walk up and say, hey, are they adopted?
No, it was the strangest genetic thing.
Why would you think that? Yeah. So
I so want to go out with you and the family whenever that happens. I want to be there to witness that.
Yeah.
It was a mentor with the church that we were in up in Pittsburgh. My kid's his name was Desmic, and he was a black kid, and I had somebody come up to me one time in the store because I was kind of acting like his father, and I was talking to him like he was my son. I was his mentor, and somebody actually came up and went straight to him, didn't come to me, and just said, are you okay? Like he wanted to know if I was he supposed to be with this old white guy? And it was awesome. I said, man, thanks for caring enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Come up and ask. I had such a great time. I went to an inner city up in Pittsburgh, hip hop, line dance, and soul food night at the school. It was amazing. I had so much fun. It was so cool.
I bet.
So, speaking of the family compound, we were actually going to have somebody on the live tonight that didn't make it, and we're going to have them on again in the future.
Are we inviting him back?
Well, yeah, he had good reason. He had a rental house that had an issue at the rental house that he had to go deal with, so that's why he had to bail on us tonight. But Will Bradham is working with a company now. He's a realtor that we've worked with new builds for years now. Mm-hmm. Really like Will, but he's working a new product now where they can build a home on your land. You want to give kind of the highlights of the meeting that we had with him the other day?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's built on your lot. So you pick the lot, you buy the lot, they come in, they build on it. They can, so they don't own any of it. They don't own the house. They don't own the lot. All they're doing is helping you build. But you can really save some pretty good money doing it this way too, because I was pretty impressed. I kind of took a double take, and when I asked him, I said, "What's the price per square foot that you can get away with this on?" And I think he started it somewhere like $134. And I mean, that's pretty impressive, because I would have thought it would have been around $180 a square foot for new construction. So I was impressed.
So if somebody has land already that they wanted to go put 1, 3, 5 houses on, that they could do that. And then if somebody didn't have land but they wanted to do that, you're kind of our land expert. What does that look like in this market? Is it difficult to find land to build on? Is it easy? What's the pricing look like? I'm sure it makes a big difference if you're in Summerville versus Ridgeville or Cottageville.
Yep. So we just wrote a contract today for 4.8 acres up towards Ridgeville, $221,000. And so it has a septic permit in hand, so that it doesn't have a septic system, but they've tested it, they've perked it, they've approved for a septic system to go in already. And so, it's land is one of those things. Location is everything. So you can pay $20,000 an acre, or you can pay $550,000 an acre, depending on where it is in Summerville and what use you want to use it for. So, but yeah, so you would just, the big thing is just to, get it perk tested to make sure that you can put a septic system in if it's not already hooked up to sewer or water. And, if it perks, you can build on it. And, it's a great opportunity.
So if you, because we've had properties where, you look at this property, there's 5 acres and like an eighth of it is buildable because it's a lot of swampland or a high flood zone. So I guess it's important to just even have a realtor like yourself that is well-versed in land, that can look at something and just say, listen, yes, this is a fantastic price for 5 acres, but there's nothing there that we can do with it. I mean, just to be able to go in and, so how's that process work? If you do have to perk it yourself, do you do like a long due diligence period on that land, or can you do a long due diligence period to find out if it is buildable?
Yeah, typically anybody that's selling land, they're going to know that you need a little bit extra time. You can't work in that 7 to 10 day window that we use for houses for due diligence. So a lot of times, before my clients will even buy the land, I'm pulling it up online and looking at it. A lot of the times the wetlands are already, in a database. So you kind of have an idea of, how many wetland acres is opposed to upland acres. And, but yeah, the first thing is just going out there. I always put boots on the ground. I want to go walk it. I want to go look around. I want to see it. Because it just makes a big difference. And so
you actually have snake boots that you do wear to go out and look for land?
I do now. Yeah. I'll tell you why too, because I was out walking a piece of property about 1.5 years ago. And, I was in my little loafers or whatever I had on. And the very next day, the homeowner sent me a picture of right where we were walking. And I'm not kidding you, man. The biggest, fattest timber rattlesnake I've ever seen in my life was right there where we were all walking. And so that next day I went out and got me my snake boots. And so I keep them in my truck. They go with me wherever I go.
So if you and I are ever going to look at land, I'm just going to sit in the car and supervise it. Okay.
That'll work.
I don't have the boots. You have the boots. So it's just, it's a safety first kind of a thing. I'll be honest. I have an irrational fear of snakes.
Yeah.
I really do. My two biggest fears in life are snakes and any sticks that look like snakes. I will run screaming like a little girl.
You know, you shouldn't have said that online.
Hey, listen,
Jeff, they're going to be popping up in your car and in your office.
Back in Pittsburgh, we used to have a railroad tie wall. And so we had some just garter snakes in that wall. And Andrea used to yell at me and tell me, close the garage door because there's going to end up with snakes in the basement. And I'd always leave the garage door open. And so one day she thought she'd be all funny, play her little funny ha-ha game and go and get a rubber snake. And she put it in the basement, not even in the garage, in the basement of the house, walks in the door and starts screaming that there's a snake in the basement. I lose all rational thought out of my head. In my head, what makes sense is to go shoot the snake with the 12-gauge shotgun. So here's me running down the steps in my boxers and a t-shirt, throwing a shell in the 12-gauge. I'm going to go shoot the snake in the brick wall downstairs. And she's screaming, no, it's a joke. It's a joke. So please don't put fake snakes in my car, anywhere at the office, anywhere near at my house. I will lose my mind.
Yeah, well, you see that, right?
Oh, Robin, no. Robin, no. No.
I told you. Yeah.
All right, we got another comment here. Hey, Karen, Jim, and Terry, say hi. You're the best. Thank you, James. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. That's awesome. I'm glad you guys signed on tonight. That is super cool. I think this is, I'm sure I think this is their first night on. That's cool. Hey, so Mike, tell me other stuff. What do you and your family like to do? What do you not like about living in Summerville? Like, we don't have to give the good. We give the bad too here. Mark and I say it all the time. We always give all the good, all the bad. What do you like about Summerville? What don't you like?
Yeah, I love Summerville. I love the Charleston area. I don't, even when we're going over to Mount Pleasant or the islands or whatever to show houses, I don't get tired of that drive, man. It's just beautiful. Now I do hate the traffic. I'm not great in traffic, and so usually put on some music that'll chill me out a little bit and make it a little bit easier. But so traffic is certainly one of those things, and that's so subjective because when we talk to some people who come here from other places, they're like, "What traffic?" Right? And so, it's traffic compared to what we were used to. But we love just being together, man. We have what I also don't like about Summerville is my grandkids don't live here. So that's the thing there too. But we've got, Maya, they just all have different talents. They love crafts and arts. Maya sings like an angel, man. I love listening to them sing, and they're all really talented. I think they probably all three, the younger ones, the older three don't. The oldest sings pretty good. He's a good worship leader sometimes, but the Maya's got a voice, man. I'm
really,
we're kind of spoiled by her, so we'll see what happens with that. But I've
talked about it on the channel before. I tried singing once, and it did not go well.
It
did not go well at all. Hey, these guys here, Karen, Jim, and Terry, I'm so excited for them. They're getting really serious about being out in Horizons. I was out there with them this week, and we're actually going back out, I think, tomorrow. I may not make it, but Craig is going to be out there. And they're looking at a redbud out there. That's the model home that's out there. And so I'm super excited for them. It's going to be a great amenity center when that thing does open. I think they've been kicking the can down the road a little bit out there with timing. We were thinking it was going to be this year and now next year. And now I'm guessing probably first of 26. Yeah. But they're going to have a blast out there. So Karen, or I don't remember if it was Karen telling me or Jim or Terry, but one of them was saying, I don't think they've been on the lives before, but they watched all of our videos. They were telling me on the different 55 plus neighborhoods, and I forget if it was Jim or Terry would be yelling around the house, "The boys are on! The boys are on!" So they kept on. I've had a lot of fun with them. I just met them this week, so
That's awesome.
Another one here. Let me see what Peggy has to say. Hi Jeff, thanks for helping us buy our house in DRB Elevate, packing stuff up here in Virginia, getting ready for the move in the fall.
Great.
Ehos, I am so excited for them. They got a great house over there. Dan Ryan Builders, that neighborhood. I'll be honest, I was a little skeptical when they first started that project on if it was going to be a success or not, because Mark and I were calling it like a 55-ish. and their nice marketing team said, "Hey, could you guys start saying 55 targeted and stop saying 55-ish on your channel?" I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine. You've been out there, haven't you?
I have not. I was just going to say that's another community that I've not been out to yet.
That's actually the only two I think that you haven't been to, because I've been out with you to a bunch of these already.
Yeah.
Summerwind's cool. They got they have some different builds out there. They're big into the outdoor space on the back porches. You could put a fireplace on your back porch. They have one of the models that has a fireplace inside and then a fireplace out on the back porch. It's not going to have the, oh my goodness size amenity center. They're going to have a really nice outdoor pool. The dog park is already being worked on. They're moving dirt for the pool and everything also. And then like a pavilion and a field, and that's going to be it. But there's only going to be 205 houses, I think, in the entire neighborhood.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And it's targeted at 55, but it is possible that a family could live in there because it's not restricted.
Okay.
But I really
think it's interesting.
Going to be. If there is, there's not going to be many, because you've seen some of the other builders that, Four Seasons and Del Webb's and all of these 55 plus. For the most part, there's great big space in the primary bedrooms and in the living rooms and the family room and that kind of thing. But those secondary bedrooms are a little bit on the smaller side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's kind of the same out there. So I don't know that they're going to be a lot of families, but really a cool neighborhood. I'm excited for them. I can't wait to have them.
Yeah, that's cool.
So we've got something fun coming up here in the team. We've rented an entire axe throwing bar for later in July. Have you ever been axe throwing?
I have not, in a place that you're allowed to do that. No, I have thrown a few.
In the woods. So it's going to be a blast. We did this about 2 years ago. So we're going to go out there. We can put about 150 people in this thing. So if you're watching and you're an existing client of ours, check your email. It's in the email. If you haven't received an invitation yet, throw me a note and I'll get out to you. But it's later in July. So we've got a guy, a friend of mine, that is playing music there for us that day. He's a fantastic musician. And we have the whole axe throwing bar rented out. And they've got lanes set up that we're going to set up for kids. I think you have to be 8 or 10 or 12. I forget what is to throw the real axe.
Uh-huh.
But they've got like a safe axe throwing with like suction cups or something on it.
Yeah.
For the kids. So even the kids can come out and go axe throwing. It's a blast. And I will tell you, now listen, I feel like I was a little cocky when it came to the pickleball with Mark, and then I got spanked. Apparently I'm horrible at pickleball. I thought it was better. I have axe throwing skills.
Yeah. I can't wait to see them.
I do. You can see on the video that we sent out to our clients announcing it that I can hardly say axe throwing without automatically going like this. It's just, you have to.
Like you're at a Braves game.
No. And so we're going to it's going to be a blast. We're going to have a great time. I hope everybody that is in town can make it. We also rented out the Charleston Princess last year and took everybody out on that. That was a great time. Yep. And every year, like the one thing that we do every single year is we rent a movie theater at Christmas time and we watch Elf together.
I love it. Yeah.
What's your one Christmas go-to movie that you and the family? Do you have one that you watch every year?
Nah, I mean, not one that we watch every year. I mean, I keep thinking of Home Alone. I know our younger ones really enjoy that one, so I'm sure that'll be on when Christmas comes around again. Now, my wife would probably be really upset with me right now for not naming a different show or something, but
That's all right.
yeah.
Hopefully she's not watching. If she is, well, we're sorry. He'll do better next time. Mine we watch every year is the Ralphie, you'll shoot your eye out. That one.
Yeah.
With the hey, you know what? Screw it. Mark's not here. If I want to get into a story, I can tell a story. All right. So my friend, he was in an accident where he lost his leg. He fell out of a tree stand and he broke his leg, and then he got MRSA in his leg, and he ended up having his leg amputated. And so when you're a friend of mine and you have your leg amputated and I go visit you in the hospital, I don't take flowers. I don't take candy. I bought a leg lamp off of the movie. And so I go walking into UPMC Hospital in Pittsburgh to go visit a guy that just had his leg cut off, and I took him a leg lamp. Of course, this is my friend. He's going to love it. He loved it. He thought it was hysterical. The nurse was mad.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Oh, she did not see the humor. There was no humor in this. She was all kinds of angry. All right, guys, throw any more questions you have up on there on the thing. We'll throw them up here. Do our best to answer. But I did print out another thing. Do you have some kind of snazzy banner line for upcoming events in the area?
Oh, I think we do.
Like something?
Community happenings, maybe?
Happenings. Look at this thing he gave me. Look how big this is. I'm going to hit a few highlights. So the big one I'm going to go over right now is farmers markets, because we're totally in the right time of year for farmers markets. And so there's a bunch going on. There is the Charleston Farmers Market each Saturday from 8 to 2 in Marion Square. James Island is doing a farmers market the first Friday of each month at the town hall. West Ashley has a farmers market on Wednesdays from 3 to 7 in Ackerman Park. And there's I was actually just at a farmer's market here in Carnes a couple nights ago. And there's a Summerville farmer's market every Saturday from 8 to 1, right down in down by Hutchinson Square, down by the little Public Works building or whatever it is. But it's a great time. Go down there, walk you around Hutchinson Square, stop into Cup of Manna. It's a coffee shop right there on the square, and get some pecan coffee. It's fantastic. It's a great. I'm actually getting excited. Tomorrow night, there's some, obviously 4th of July is this week. Over at Gehagen Park on the 4th of July, there is a big old celebration from 5:30 to 9:30 at Gehagen Park, and then also there's going to be a big event over at the YMCA in Cane Bay on Saturday. I forget what time that one kicks off, but Saturday evening, there's going to be some great fireworks in Cane Bay. And where I live here in Carnes, there's no organized fireworks, but my neighbors are hillbillies, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, do you live in a neighborhood where a lot of fireworks get sent off in the neighborhood?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's I saw somebody on a neighborhood Facebook page here. He had, no lie, 3 pallets of fireworks that he was going to be setting off here in Carnes. So we don't even go out anymore. We don't have to go out for fireworks. I'm going to sit on my back porch looking over the lake and my neighbors take care of it for me. It's fantastic. As a paramedic back in the day in Pittsburgh, I've always been terrified of fireworks, so I don't like to touch them myself. I've been on way too many calls where people lost digits.
Yep.
And the 3-fingered Fred ends up there with no hands because he done screwed up.
Yeah, Southern boys and fireworks. That's a dangerous thing sometimes.
It is. And around here, you see all these trailers pop up all over the place, and I'm all for fireworks, but it would be nice if it was on the 4th of July and not the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, until they run out.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah.
Concentrate all in the fourth. That would be amazing.
Yeah. As soon as the fireworks stands open, they begin, and then they end sometime shortly after that. Now, you were talking about farmers markets and Carnes, and Carnes is adding to that, aren't they?
They are. So they are. There's going to be a new amenity center. It's actually under construction. I think Mark and I just did a video recently about it. But it's going to have a pool, a beautiful resort style pool, and then also a water slide. So it's going to be one of the few neighborhoods with a water slide in all of Summerville.
Yeah.
And indoor gym, indoor space, kind of like a living room kind of a setup. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be when it grows up, but they're going to have pickleball, basketball, no bocce, and tennis.
Yeah.
And tennis. So I'm going to be able to practice up on my pickleball skills here. But the other thing they're doing, it's called the Agri-Hood.
Yeah.
Have you seen what that's going to be like when it grows?
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, that's what I was hoping you'd get to.
I don't even know how to get to it because I don't have a complete understanding yet of what it's going to be. I mean, there's going to be crops growing.
Yeah, they're actually going to have a farm out there, a field, and they're going to grow crops, and you can rent space and grow your own, and you can buy from others. And I mean, it's pretty cool. I like it.
Now, listen, when we're talking about having your own little plot of land to grow out here, some of our clients, I know what you're thinking. This is not Colorado.
That's right.
So don't even be thinking about that. We're not growing that in Carnes.
We keep talking about amenities tonight for whatever reason, but there's almost like this unwritten competition going on between the different neighborhoods with who can build the bigger, better amenities. And it's pretty cool to watch.
It is. So Nexton started it with the big boys in the area, and now Summers Corner is going to have an awesome one.
Yep.
It's going to be very similar, I think, to Carnes. It's going to have like a big, huge resort-style pool. Yeah. That's still probably a year plus away. I know they're moving dirt over there. Carnes is going to have a great one. And then the other one, and Mark and I talked about it recently, was out in Pine Hills in Cane Bay. Have you seen any pictures or been out there? Mm-hmm. They have a water slide there also.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so, and it's in a neighborhood that's at a little lower price point. And right now they're having some fantastic deals in that neighborhood. They're actually buying down interest rates over there, the last I heard. And there's another neighborhood in Cane Bay also that's also buying down interest rates. They're buying it down to, they're doing a 2-1 buy down plus a buy down to 5% for all 30 years. So what that means is for the first year, you're paying 3% mortgage rate. For the second year, you're paying 4%. And for year 3 through 30, you're at 5% max on that mortgage rate. So that's a big deal.
That's a big deal. Yeah.
If you were to go do that and you were to buy the points down to get you there, I'm guessing it would be close to $20,000 to be able to buy down the rate from what it's currently at.
Yeah, I would think so. Now, in Cane Bay with the amenities, you can't transfer from one neighborhood to the other, though, right? So it's whatever neighborhood you're in is what amenities you get.
Yep, for sure. So, if you're in Lockton, it's a Mungo neighborhood over there, and we have a great listing in that neighborhood. You can only go to the Lockton pool there. Now, the only time where it's different is in Nexton. And Nexton has the Midtown and Brighton Park. And so they can go back and forth between those two. And what's interesting is if you're in Del Webb over in Nexton, you also have access to the Brighton Park and the two pools over there on the Nexton side. So a lot of questions we get about 55 plus is with all of the neighborhoods, is there grandkid hours? And so at Del Webb Nexton, there is grandkid hours, I think from 3 to 5, but that's it.
Yeah.
And then you can go across the street to the other areas. So Dan C, are all new homes 2x6 construction? And if so, about when did this start? Thanks, Dan. No, they are not. So there are builders that are 2x6 and there are builders that are 2x4. We do see both of those in this market And some of that just comes with the price point of the builder. So,
Yeah.
some of the higher end builders that we have that are still tract builders, we do see them start using 2x6, and there is a lot of 2x4 construction in the area. That brings up a good question, though. Thanks for that, Dan. And that is the builds that these builders are doing, and so the homes have to be built to a certain spec from the county or the township or the town that they're in. So those are somewhat standard, and many go above and beyond what that baseline is. But we are big proponents of inspections on new homes, existing homes. I'm assuming you encourage that for just about, well, not just about, probably with everybody that you
Across
are.
the board. Yep.
$500 ish. And I just think it's the best money you ever spend.
And a lot of people think if they're doing new construction that, well, the builder's doing that. So, but we always recommend a third party inspector to come in pre-drywall and then a final walkthrough as well.
Yep. So that meeting that I did over in Del Webb today with the builder was from a pre-drywall inspection that was done yesterday.
Yep.
And there were about, I think it was about 15 items on there. And honestly, not one of those items was a scary thing. It was just all little stuff, but it's all little stuff that we were then able to meet with the builder, and she's going to go and fix all of the things that were on that and send us pictures, send us proof. And then people also have the ability to have that inspector go back for, I think, $150 on average and re-inspect what was just inspected on the houses.
Yep.
So good money. I did it on my house. I did a pre-drywall because I built from the ground up, and then also a final inspection. Actually, I did a third. So I did a pre-drywall inspection, and then I did an inspection about a week before the house was done. And then we actually did one at 11 months before the warranty was up, just to see if there's anything that got missed anywhere else. And that one isn't always as big of a deal for me, but I always want somebody to at least do that one right before we buy the house.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's important too, because we know a lot, but we're not home inspectors. And so we stay in our lane, and, even you having your own house inspected by somebody else says a lot. I would do the same. I mean, I wouldn't buy a house without having it inspected. And
I'll have you know, I don't think I got a discount. I think I paid full price. Somehow I end up paying full price for everything. And what I'm referring to is Joe's Carts. I bought my golf cart there at Joe's. And lovely golf cart. I'm super excited. Tomorrow night we've got it all decorated up for the 4th of July parade.
Parade. Yeah.
We're doing the parade thing. The first year we've done it, because the first year we've had a golf cart. And I paid full price for the golf cart. And then afterwards, Joe's like, "Hey, here's some coupons for your clients." Like,
yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, maybe you'll get a gift card here in the mail or something.
All right, well, I'll take something. That brings up an interesting fact. We do kind of out of left field here, but when it pops in my head, I talk about it. We do get calls for people wanting us to refer our clients to them, and they offer us compensation for that. And that is just a hard no. Like, one that we did, there is a security company in the area that we like. And so they were offering us $500 for referrals. And so, and I like their business. I trust this guy. And so we just said, listen, we don't want that money, but if we refer you to these clients, we want them to get the $500. So they actually can get $500 off whatever they buy, or he'll literally cut them a check for $500 during the contract there. So we don't get any kickbacks or anything like that. We're not allowed to, nor would I ever be able to sleep at night if we did. All right. Well, so listen, we're almost an hour in here. Any more questions? Go ahead and throw them up there. We'll get those answered. Thank you so much, Mike, for stepping in and getting the logistics of this thing tonight. What you got plans for the 4th? Are you going upstate to see the kids, or hanging down here? What you doing?
Nope, no plans right now. Isn't that exciting?
That sounds glorious.
I'm serious. Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. Yes, that sounds. Listen, if I can get one evening in my chair, that would be amazing. I'm going to sit in my chair, look out the window, look at the fireworks that all my people here in Carnes are setting off for me.
Hey, I think we answered every question. We had one little flip there where I messed up the screens, but other than that, man, I would give us at least a B for tonight.
So listen, do you have the ability? Because that little thing you flipped up on the screen is kind of funny. I'll show that. I'll explain what that is.
Oh, no, that's not even what I was talking about. But yeah, sure. If that's what you're talking about. This one?
Yeah, there it is. Okay. So this is one of our teammates made this. So Anna, we have, if you sign up on our website, sometimes you talk to Anna. Well, Anna is a bot.
Yeah.
And so Anna's good at what she does, but Anna's a bot. So we were talking about doing team photos recently. And so we wanted to come up with a picture of Anna to put in the team photos. So wasn't it Craig that put this together?
No, it was me, but
it was you. It was you. So he comes up with, he does, is this AI that did this?
Well, so yeah, you just those face morphing programs. And so
okay.
we took your picture and made it a female and Mark's picture and made it a female and then morphed those two together into the female Jeff and Mark.
So the end result that Mike came up with here is if Jeff and Mark were to have a love child, this is exactly what it would look like right here.
Pretty much, yeah. And honestly, hey, it's not bad.
She's a lovely lady. I think me and Mark would make a beautiful child.
Yeah.
If Mark's watching in the
I can't even comment on that. I don't even know how to say. I can't even say yes to that.
Exploding on the cruise ship right now. Get that off there. He's going to kill us.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate this. I had a great time. So listen, the takeaways today, if you have questions, throw the best way to get a hold of us back up on the screen there if you can. This is our website, Charleston Area Living. But if you go to this next website that he's going to put up, that's the best way to schedule a meeting with us. Just go there. It drops into Mark and I's calendar. And so, we just jump on a Zoom call with you. We can do it in person. We do have the ability on that. Sometimes people just say, hey, I'm going to be at the office at 2:00 on Tuesday. And that works great. We just meet people and go start walking through doors. So that's the easiest way to get a hold of us is go to that and schedule a meeting. Mike, anything else to leave us with?
Nope. You want me to send us out with my daughter singing?
I would love that.
There it is.
Beautiful. She's really good.
Yeah, I'm just that proud daddy.
Well, thanks everybody for watching tonight. And we'll do it next Tuesday at 7. So
all right.
Schedule a meeting with us and we'll talk soon.
All right. Thanks for letting me come on and hang around, Jeff. Appreciate it.
See you later.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.